So I've popped into a shop and it's super exciting because everything is Pixar. So let's have a look and see what films are represented.
Look at the sweatshirt, it has all the cheese and it's on the side.
I absolutely loved the short bow, but it was insane. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought because I thought it was bonkers. Love that you can get a Wilderness Explorers kit. That is amazing. Couldn't be a Pixar shop without a whole Toy Story section. Amazing. So I've mobile ordered some lunch from Lucky Fortune Cookery, so I've just headed over to there now. I'm very excited to have a little bit of lunch. I always find when you first go somewhere and you have jet lag, because your body doesn't know what the time is, you're always hungry. You're just like, is it lunchtime, is it breakfast time? We have no idea anymore. So your body's like, I think we need to just eat because we don't know what's happening. So I have got the yaki udon bowl from Lucky Fortune Cookery. You get lots of different vegetables, packed full of vegetables actually. Then some of the thick udon noodles. It's got like a light dressing, which is very nice. It's not super heavy, super stodgy. It's not particularly hot. I would like it a little bit hotter. But I do think it's going to be like a great portion size, a really nice filling meal, and it's just nice that there's so many vegetables because you can so easily be crying out for vegetables when you're in a theme park and there's a lot of fast food. So having an option like this is perfect. So whilst having a little sit down here, I've been going through my phone because I've got a list of all the rides, and this morning I've actually done 9 rides. It's only 11:30 now. I've swapped to lunch, but for the morning to have done 9 rides, I think it's fantastic. And actually there's not that many more rides in this park to do. Of course there are things like shows, character meet and greet, stuff like that, but I'm really surprised at how quickly I've managed to do everything, which is fantastic. Haven't done anything at Cars Land yet, which I'd like to do, and maybe I'll see some shows and stuff, but I can totally see why this is kind of like a one-day park because luckily you can get so much done very quickly. But I do have plans to come back here during my trip, so I might go into Cars Land, do some bits in there, and then maybe go to downtown Disney, have a look around, just see where the day takes us. But I'm so impressed with how much I've got done already. So lunch was really nice. It was great to have a little sit down as well, and I phoned home and chatted to my dad, who's at my house at the moment looking after my cats, and everything is all good there, so that was lovely. My feet have had a little rest, and now I'm going to head over into Cars Land. Haven't been there so far this trip. I'm going to try and go on the Roadstar race. That's not what it's called, is it? That's not what it's called. The fast one, the best ride in Cars Land. But what's great is they have a single rider queue, so I'm going to try that out and we'll see how long that takes. But let's go get everyone in some cars. It's not looking good because I can't see any cars going at the moment, so I think it might be temporarily down. But there are 2 other rides in this land as well, so maybe we'll go on them first. But we'll just see how it is. Like I've got 2 more days planned here, like half days. So we'll get on it. We'll get on it. It'll happen. Okay, so it's definitely down, and the other 2 rides are a 30-40 minute wait. So I think what I'm going to do is I've got a little Genie Plus reservation for Grizzly River Rapids. Fingers crossed that I will not get absolutely drenched. It is quite hot today. It's now like, I think it's about 24, but it's like very still air, so it feels very, very warm. So maybe this is a good thing. If it's like a light sprinkling of water, I don't want to be getting drenched. So I'm cutting through Avengers Campus to get over to Grizzly River Rapids. This one's definitely much bigger than Disneyland Paris. It's in space-wise, it's a lot more open, a lot more space, they've got more shops, and they actually have a lot more shows as well, which I'm very excited to see some of the shows. They look incredible. I'm hoping I'll stumble across one. I do think there are timings on the app, so I can always have a little look and see what's going on. So it is very hot now, so I've taken the coat off, but I think I'm going to put the coat back on just in case I get wet on the ride, and then I can take it off again. So let's go see.
A few moments later.
Guys, a great error was committed. Turns out they don't make it less wet in the winter, and I am literally soaked to the skin. It's just such a bad choice. I will try and show you my jeans. Literally everything completely soaked. Now I think I'm actually going to leave the park. I think on my way back to the hotel I'm going to get a little sweet treat, but I'm definitely going back to the hotel now because I need to get changed. You know, on water rides there's always one person that gets the brunt of it. Well, you're looking at them. It was me. I've been personally victimised by this ride. I'd like to file a complaint. I thought you might get wet. I did not think you'd be wringing out your clothes wet. Grave error. So yeah, definitely gonna head back and get changed because jeans, as we all know, take a lifetime to dry. So I definitely don't want to be walking around in wet jeans. So I thought, have a little treat, have a little ice cream. I forgot that in America the portions are very generous. I would say this is like almost like a tub of ice cream. It's way too much. I've got the peanut butter chocolate brittle something, all of those words, something like that, and the vegan chocolate cookie dough something. But there's two nice flavours. They sounded amazing, so let's try it. It's too much ice cream. I'm not going to be able to finish it. But I had two different flavours. I got one which was seasonal, which was the chocolate sugar cookie one, and it also had like a raspberry ripple type thing through it, which was really nice. It was coconut based, so you could taste that quite a lot. If you don't like coconut, I would probably skip it, but I really liked that. But the peanut butter brittle one, that is like my ideal ice cream flavour. It was so good. Now that I'm in downtown Disney, I was thinking about looking in some of the shops and going into the Grand Californian Hotel, but I'm so wet that I'm starting to get cold, so I think I'm going to head back to the hotel so I can get changed and warm up, have a little rest, and then come back out in the evening. So I was walking back to the hotel, but you know, you have to walk through World of Disney to get there, so it looks like I'm having to look at the shops. It's not my fault, you just have to do it. How amazing is this dress? I could do with this because I'm absolutely freezing after being soaked. How cute is this? This World of Disney is super spacious, and I much prefer it to the one in Orlando. The one in Orlando is always so hectic no matter what time you visit, but this you can easily walk around, you can see everything, it's so nice.
2 hours later.
So I am now back at California Adventure. I just had a break in the room, didn't sleep this time, but if you've seen any of my vlogs before, you will know what I'm about to say. My feet are a problem. Every time I come to Disney I have a problem with my feet, and it doesn't matter if I've broken my shoes in, I've got specialist insoles, I've been to shops where they like specifically measure your feet so you get the right shoes. Nothing works. I always have problems. So there's some blister issues at the moment, so I've swapped over my shoes, so that's, I think switching up shoes helps. I don't know, but let's see. So we're going to go into California Adventure now for some dinner, and I'm going to go meet up with someone. The parks always look so pretty at night, and this park is no exception either. I am loving seeing all of this area, like the old Hollywood area, all lit up. And it's very busy though. It's very interesting, much busier than it was in the daytime. So, but I suppose because it's Christmassy, all the Christmas lights, you want to see the Christmas lights on, don't you, if you're going to visit? So it makes sense why it's busy in the evenings. That was some weird horror lighting. Something that's really interesting at Disneyland compared to Disney World is obviously Disney World, if you want to go to the Christmas parties, they are an extra ticketed event, whereas at Disneyland it's Christmas all the time, so there's no extra parties, anything like that. I apologise for this terrible lighting, I'm walking over spotlights. But it's really interesting because everything's Christmas, so if you wanted to see any of the nighttime shows in their normal stance, or like at the moment the 100th anniversary stuff, you can't see it at this time because it's all switched to Christmas. Whereas at Disney World, you can get a mix of both, because on the non-party nights, they will have the normal entertainment, normal fireworks shows. So I think it's quite interesting, because it's nice that California, you'd have to pay extra for Christmas, but if you were looking to see any of the regular stuff, you can't quite at the moment. So earlier today, I obviously had breakfast at Pym Kitchen, and I said later in the week I was going to come back, and that was the original plan. But because I've done so much of this park, I don't think I'm going to spend as much time here as I was anticipating. So I definitely want to try the evening meal that you can get at Pym Kitchen. So I was like, skip to Pym Kitchen, we'll just do a full Pym Kitchen day today. So I'm now here for dinner. So I have got the Impossible Spoonful. It's incredible. It is a giant meatball with either giant pasta or tiny pasta. Perfect for the theme. And I'm very excited to try this. It smells amazing. So let's see what it's like. Giant pasta. The pasta's cooked nicely. It's quite a rich tomato sauce, which is really good. You also get some vegan cheese. And as I was moving my food around, I've also found a baby meatball. And oh, I can't pick the giant one up at this time. Guys, inside the giant meatball, tiny fork, normal fork, tiny fork. I can't go over this. This theming's amazing. I wish Pym Kitchen in Disneyland Paris would learn from this, because this is so fun. And I feel like they do have the fun elements of Disneyland Paris, but as a vegan you don't get to partake in any of that, because they don't really have food to cater for you. And if you've seen my January series when I visited Disneyland Paris and went to Pym Kitchen, you will know I did not have a good experience there. It was a bit of a disaster. So I'm so glad to come to this one. And not only are there vegan options, it's actually sponsored by Impossible Meat, which is amazing. It's like the complete opposite of Disneyland Paris. So I have just finished my dinner at Pym Kitchen, and now I'm going to head over to Pym Testing Lab. I think it's that, or Pym Tasting Lab, which is like their version of a bar, because I'm going to meet up with someone. If you saw my last video, you would have seen that I met up with a lady in the queue for Snow White, who was also a solo traveller. She was from New Zealand, and today happens to be her birthday, so we're going to go meet up and have a little drink. So let's head over there and see what's on offer. I had a lovely time at Pym Tasting Lab. I had the popping particle punch, which was non-alcoholic but really, really tasty, very refreshing. Definitely would get that again. I had the best time talking to Audrey. So we actually met yesterday in the queue for Snow White. She's also here on a solo trip, and really randomly, I'm from Portsmouth, and even though she's from New Zealand, she actually lived in Gosport, which is literally a 5-minute ferry journey away from Portsmouth. And I was like, what are the chances you come all the way to Disneyland from the other side of the world, and then you meet someone from the other side of the world who also lived really close to you at some point, which is amazing. So we had the best time chatting. So we also met a couple, and we were at a shared table, and they were saying, oh, have you just met each other? And we were like, yeah, we both here on a solo trip, happen to be doing the exact same number of days. It's basically the exact same trip, even though we're strangers from opposite sides of the world. And the lady was saying it was her birthday, and it's also Andre's birthday today. So it was like, what are the chances that we keep bumping into people that are very similar to us? So I think this is such a Disney thing, that you get chatting to strangers and make all these connections, and it's so, so nice. So I've had a fabulous day today. I've done so much of this park. It's been amazing. So I'm actually going to go back to the room. It's about 8:30 now. I've got more things I can do. I don't want to do it all today and then have nothing to do at DCA. So I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to rest my foot, because these blisters aren't great, they're hurting me, because I have something very special planned for tomorrow morning, and I want to be fully rested and feeling great for it. So I'm going to leave the vlog here for today, and thank you so much for watching. There is still so much more to come. I cannot wait to share the rest of the trip with you. I've still got some really exciting things to come up. I hope you're enjoying seeing my time in Disneyland and DCA, but until next time, I hope you have a nice, magical day. Bye!